So I have this feeling that a lot of people, most people, are going to miss the boat when it comes to Cardano and ADA. And the reason why I say this is a lot of people are focusing on, excuse me, focusing on the things that don't really matter that much, like on-chain users and TVL and volume within the Cardano ecosystem and things like that. Because what is being built is much bigger than Cardano itself. And there is going to come a point where this impacts price in a very big way. And I want to show you guys actually what a few people are estimating in the not so distant future here. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So first of all, I want to highlight just a couple posts from Angry Crypto Show. Apparently a viewer of the channel. Appreciate the support and appreciate what you do. Tons of great information, growing channel as well. So if you guys haven't checked them out, definitely make sure to do so. But the first post I want to talk about here kind of helps bring in this idea of how big Cardano can become. And what this what this is a discussion between David Gokhshtein and Charles Hoskinson. And this is actually about Midnight. And what it said is that Midnight is coming this year to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, amongst others. We want to be in a multi-chain world for economic opportunity and partnerships. We want one fair set of rules equally applied to everybody. And that's fair, right? I think one of the biggest things that we want in the crypto space is in general is this lack of government overreach, or we want less government overreach. We want more anonymity. We want more privacy. And these are all things that are obviously going to come with Midnight. And where this really starts to get kind of wild is Cardano's building out this big, we'll call it a big web, right? Where frankly, Cardano and Midnight and partner chains can frankly touch all the different corners of the cryptoverse, we'll call it, okay? Remember, the big deal about partner chains and what Cardano can do is that Cardano can become the consensus layer for all these different chains that decide to become partner chains, meaning that Cardano can actually be used for settlement. It can be used for the privacy on those chains in general. And I think that this is something that people forget because this obviously brings more demand to Cardano and ADA itself. And that is, again, how you can see the Cardano ecosystem grow in a big way, outside of adding big stables and things like that, right? It could be basically become we'll call it like super cosmos. Okay, that may be a horrible reference, but I hope this picture is becoming clearer as time goes on. There's going to be a moment where all this stuff comes online and you start seeing Cardano being used in a much bigger way than it is now. And again, it's going to impact price. But one thing that I think people are forgetting, and I'll get to ADA price in just a second, guys, but one thing that I think people are sleeping on as well is the impact that Cardano and ADA can have on the incoming administration. So for example, there was a discussion between David Gokhshtein and Charles Hoskinson that was talking about inauguration. So apparently 10 people are going to the inauguration from, I believe, the Cardano ecosystem. They're actually going to meet the cabinet and they're going to set up a Senate hearing, a crypto hearing, and they're going to have a discussion about the future of crypto and blockchain here in the US. And these are important, right? Because they can provide valuable insight about how to maybe create the proper regulation or about how the government can actually utilize blockchain tech. And if Cardano has a hand in this conversation, I'm not saying he's going to, put a bug in their ear about Cardano, but this is where those connections can become much larger, right? Now, we obviously know there are big things that are going on in terms of Cardano in general. We obviously know about them being utilized by NASA. We know about there's a big NDA that's going on that hasn't been revealed yet. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm getting tons of notifications here, and that hasn't been revealed yet. And we know that there definitely are some things going on with SpaceX, some things that are maybe going on with Starlink as well. I mean, there's so much right now that is below the surface when it comes to Cardano. Like I talked about, it's like an iceberg that once they finally come out, it is going to it's going to be too late for people that are just looking to get into Cardano early, because that's what we are right now. We're early. Now, I will say this: if this does continue to play out the way that it is, if this does end up materializing, where it looks like we're getting closer and closer to this being the case, we may be talking about some pretty insane prices in terms of ADA. And frankly, some people are projecting even higher prices in the not so distant future, in the near term, that I have been as of late. So for example, Ali Charts is actually talking about ADA making a move to $4 within a few weeks. And this is based on what ADA did last cycle. It's doing very similar things. And, we've obviously talked about this time and time again, but what I really want to highlight is actually the ADA BTC chart. And why I'm saying, oops, did not mean to do that. Why I'm highlighting the ADA BTC chart is it's done some very similar things to what it's done last cycle. Again, we're following a very similar trend. 1, 2 taps. Third tap is when we have our extension and breakthrough, right? 1, 2, and now we're waiting for that third tap. This may not take as long or be as big of a gap as we experienced back here. In fact, right now, if ADA continues on this trend, we may be trying to smash through this a lot higher, which is actually or a lot sooner, which is actually what I highlighted back here. Now, the time frame may be slightly off on this, but what's interesting about this is this actually shows ADA surging all the way up to about 4,500 sats by the middle of February. All right. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that. Nobody knows what's going to happen for sure. But if things do continue to play out this way, if you see BTC maybe at like 100K or 125K at that point, that's $4 ADA in just the matter of, 4-6 weeks or so. So we just have to be patient and let these things play out. Understand that there are huge things materializing behind the scenes right now that will have a major impact on ADA, especially if they come to fruition, especially if we start to see people actually realizing what's going on. Because what is being built by Cardano was so big that when it is implemented, Cardano is not going away. So have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts about this. I know there was a lot of stuff we had to cover there, but I really want to paint a picture of how big Cardano can be for the future in crypto in general. So have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.